What? Oh my gosh. Broke the dyno. Good morning. We made it to Iron Racing Service. A little groggy. We've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, but Tanaka-san's here, so it's time to get tuned. Well, yeah, he said don't break it anymore. I'm not intending to. Getting the car set up on the dyno pack. We have to change the diff rear end. Right now we have a 4.3 in there. We're gonna flip it to 3.9, but we're thinking of changing it to 3.5 just because from our calculations and how much torque this makes, we don't want to error out the dyno with reaching its max torque or whatever it is. It errors out the dyno and won't let you continue a pull. So we need to make sure we put a longer final in this so that it can handle it. At least that's how I understand it anyways. Recently I picked up this full set box and it's changed our lives when it comes to gearing for the comp car. I used to have all the individual boxes and this is just so much better. Love it. Anyways, putting the 3.5 in right now and then we'll be ready to rip. And once again, we got Japan's biggest muffler set up. We do this because there's just a house in between the trees there and we want to make sure we're respectful. Even though we are literally in the middle of nowhere in Gifu, he has his own gas station here, there's no sound ordinance or anything like that. But we just like to be polite. And if it's too loud, then we have the double muffler that we throw on there. Tanaka-san, kyou nanbariki dekiru omoimasu ka? He's saying he reckons it's only going to do 450 today. He's a real stirrer, this guy. Before I forget, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're dynoing the Pro car with the brand new Tomei 3.6 litre, 100mm stroke, 10:1 compression ratio car. 10.1 to 1, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's pretty much the world's first high compression. And I know when it comes to NA engines, that's not high compression, but for a turbo 2JZ, 10.1 to 1 is very high, especially with a 100mm stroked crank. This thing is super cool. Makes all the torque, over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, over 1,100 horsepower, it's wild. Anyways, while they're dialing in that, I figured we'd have a quick peek around the shop to see what Keiji-san's been up to. And they've been doing a lot of restorations on some really cool old school cars. They actually built another shop right there, whole new building, which is dedicated to just restorations. And we might be able to go take a quick look in there later. That whole new building there. It was initially going to be the new dyno room, but then he decided to turn it into a car restoration building. But they're restoring old stuff like this in Japan. So this is going to get restored soon. Look at this thing. Super cool. Old Datsun. It's super sick. Anyways, there's JZs and motors everywhere here. They're always working on something cool. They're doing some kind of crazy K race car. They're doing an S14. This is Tanaka-san's 8.6 that's getting built. There's a JZ on a stand under there too. All the old school good machining work, like machinery, is here too. Look at this brake. I think that's called a brake. So much good stuff here. Drill presses. Oop. Lathe. Mill. Woo! She sounds happy. That's another brake, I think. Yamazaki. My God, this thing sounds so good. Here we go! Oh my God! Daiki! This car is crazy! First pull! 857! Yeah, low boost. That's low boost, said it. Low boost. Look at the torque. It's freaking crazy. That's pretty cool.
This power I want to get next year.
Next year? This is low boost. This is low boost. Yeah, yeah. 今ブースト何キロ今？
まあね、1.2、1.3ぐらい。
1.2 to 1.3 bar of boost. And it made 857. No nitrous.
やばいね。
Yeah, that's good. And look how quick it lights up. That's 4,000 RPM here. That's 3.
やば。
So good. All right, I think he's going again, baby. Damn, she got given the beans there. You could hear it, man. 991? 1.7? There's 1.7 bar of boost. Now bear in mind, when we dynoed this last was in winter with the old engine. So air density is going to be a little different. We're also a little heat soaked right now, but dude, 1.7 bar and we're at pretty much 1,000's door. That's so good. Hell yeah. And we made 110 kgm of torque, 109.5 pretty much. So good. By the way, just so you know, we're not cheating. This is TCF, is set to 1.0. If you see a dyno graph and it has 1.14 here or some other like 112, that means that they're adding another 12% or 14% on top of the number at the rear wheels to give you engine dyno numbers, engine horsepower numbers, not rear wheel numbers. So also always look out for the TCF here and make sure it's set to 1.0. Gosh, this thing is rowdy. Hang on, just let me check. Tension is still in there, right? Yeah, all right, good. Sheesh. Not blowing any smoke or anything, man. This motor's so happy. What did we just do? Whoa, we just did 1,030, 1,029. 111 kgm of torque. I love that. So I was talking to the guys about why this gap is here, and it's because the final has changed. When we initially did the first tune, we had a 3.8 rear end, and now we're running the 3.5 just to keep the dyno happier. So that's why there's this little space here. But pretty much once we get into the power band, it's relatively the same. You can see like it's pretty much following the same curve and line once we're there, except it's making a little more power here now on the middle boost setting than it did before, which I find interesting. Could be a little bump in compression, but I'm not sure. The run that we just did, where we pretty much made 1,030, that was at only 1.8 bar of boost, by the way. This thing is super happy, and we're only revving it to 7,300, 7288. What? Well, we broke the dyno. We overloaded the torque. Ima何キロ?
わかんないな。
Oh, we don't even know.
130超えてる。
We went over 130 kgm of torque and just broke the dyno. Recalibrated the dyno a little bit. Hopefully we're good now. It's wild that we overloaded the dyno, considering last time we had a 3.8 rear end and now we are 3.5 and we still maxed out its torque rating. And the guys are going to try and do something, I guess, but we need a bigger dyno pack. Oh, I think we broke it again. The moment this thing gets on it, it just breaks it. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're making that much torque on high boost that this thing just breaks the dyno. It can't do it. What? It's not breaking it, it's just going past its threshold, its warnings. Turn the warnings off. Danger to manifold. Let's go, baby. Look at all the hot steaming water coming out. Oh yeah, that's really hot.
VR エンジンみたいな。
Yeah. Tanaka-san's just saying that the way that this responds is it's similar to the VR engine. 純正ストローク VR?
まあこんな感じです。
Which is a 3.8 VR. So 3.8 liter is the VR, the GTR 35 engine. Interesting. That's cool that we got that kind of torque out of straight 6. All right, so the solution is we go down in gearing again. So we're going to go down to a 3.38. How many times we changed gears today? Twice. Twice. Look at these big boys. We got the 3.4 in. That's the lowest I got. I think I need to get a 3.2 or a 2.8 or something so that we can dyno this thing properly. We'll be able to touch it up at the track tomorrow. Hopefully we can stay within the limitations of this dyno. We're at the 3.4 now. Setting up the new vinyl. All right, here we go. Woo! Come on, baby. Should get some bags of ice and sit on that. What just happened there? Damn it! What are you doing? Tanaka-san, put the moon tune in. Too much boost. Oh, dude, we lowered it. Jeez, man. We're on the limits of this dyno, man. I need to get a lower gear just so we can dyno this thing. I'm just gonna go. Luckily, the gear sets for winters are really cheap. It's about 20,000 Japanese yen, so like $140 US. So I'll just buy like a super low 2.8 gear set or something so that we can dyno this and be within the range a little better. Or we gotta find a bigger dyno, but I like coming here, so we'll stay here. Oh my gosh. Woo! This is middle boost setting? Middle boost setting. Making 1,015. Jeez, we're not even at full boost. So that's what, 1.7? 1.8? 1.7 bar of boost. And we're at 1,015 horsepower. And 112 kgm of torque. That's crazy. Jeez, that's third gear. You can't do fourth because it makes way more torque than the other engine does. Jeez, man, that's crazy. Yeah, okay. That was 1.9 bar in third gear and we made 1,065. We can't dyno this thing anymore. It makes too much torque for this dyno. That's crazy. I'd love to know what the final number is, but until I can get a lower final gear ratio for the diff, we're not going to be able to do it on this dyno. Sounds so good, but also how is it this loud with that big muffler still? Tanaka-san will be able to dial it in at the track during practice day. He'll be there tomorrow. So we'll be able to make sure that even though I'm in fourth gear, nothing funky's happening. But we'll come back at a later date with a lower gear ratio final for the rear, and we should be good. But it's wild that just that little bump in compression, we went from 10.1 to 10.1.5. That little extra has given us that much more torque. It's a good day when nothing goes wrong on the dyno and you didn't upset your tuner with some weird loose fitting coming loose and him having to stop doing what he wants to do and you having to fix it and spend your whole day. So that's a good thing. Next though is we're gonna be aligning the car, but we're gonna go get lunch, and Keiji-san knows some really good places around here. So we're gonna go do that. But I'm really excited because we actually have Ion supporting us for the last round at Okayama, so he's going to be part of the team and really like sharing a bunch of advice with us. And I'm sure you can probably tell with some of the cars in the background, but he's been on champion winning teams before, and he built all the WRC cars for Subaru back in the day. So yeah. The 555 driver lives 10 minutes around the corner from here and still brings his collection of 22Bs here for servicing all the time and whatnot. So this is the shop where those cars came from. It's kind of wild how many cars he builds for all the other teams. A lot of the big teams that have been competing in D1 or FDJ, most of their cars get built in this shop. Today's lunch is local ramen, chusame. All of the chusha, which is pork, and it's a soy-based soup. My favorite. Everyone got pretty much the same thing. We're changing the final to the gear set that we're going to use at Okayama. I wanted to show you guys just how quick and easy it is to change finals, and these quick changes is so good. Stano Holga. Here we go. There she goes. So you lose about 1 liter of oil, sometimes less, when you change the gears. Now the diff can run if you're in a real hurry. It'll be okay if you just send it and don't put the oil back in, but we have a little like catch tank that we just pour it all back in and it works good. Nice. Switch these gears out and we'll be golden.
で、いくつにするんだっけ?
3.9. Little bit of a jiggle around. Get it to slide in. There we go, nice. And she's in. Dropping the oil after the dyno session. Look at that, beautiful. The reason why it's dark and gray is because of the liquid moly friction-proof additive that we add in. This is the additive we use. You'll have to excuse this can got crushed in the truck. But, yep, this is what we put in the oil additive. It's like a friction-proofing kind of stuff. Having a look at the oil, it looks amazing. Very clean. One thing about this additive that's also really good is you'd be able to see metal in it super easy. But we'll see it at the bottom of this if there's any. Sinks to the bottom, just like gold. We're panning for gold, but bearing material. Daiki knows. Daiki growing her beard. And so far looking good. Don't see anything on the bottom of this. It's crazy that that's just been reassembled, that motor. And there's no material at all. We use the same bearings, so I'm not surprised. There's nothing wrong with the bottom end, it was just the valves we had to change really. Looks good to me. No material at all. That's what you want. Beautiful. We're still sorting the car out for the alignment, but I saw these PVC pipes in and I saw like R for right written on here and like right hand side and stuff. And then I saw the Y-Swab sticker and I was like, are there axles in here? And I asked Keiji-san and he was like, yeah, this is how we transport and move our axles. Like when they want to ship them, when they pack them in the truck and stuff so they don't get damaged. What a freaking smart idea that is. I'm like mind blown. I never thought of that. So there's a tip for you guys. If you want to transport ship axles, just get a bit of PVC from the home center with 2 end caps, pack it in there, and then put it in your truck or your trailer or whatever, or ship it to your friend in PVC. That's such a freaking genius idea. Am I the only one who hasn't thought of that? Does everyone do this and I just didn't know? That's actually like so cool. I love coming here because I learn something new like this every time. Such a good idea. Finished with the alignment now. Happy where it's at, time to load it on the truck, but I was just looking at the dyno bay. All of this here is from people's wastegates venting to atmosphere on the ground. I believe this one's probably ours from today, because ours is on this side right off to this edge. But just it's funny like seeing all the different spots from everyone's different wastegate dumps. Kind of crazy.
This one here is like dug in. I don't know what came out of that one. A lot of heat.
It's kind of crazy. This one too. This one's pretty wild. We're currently on our way now to Okayama, and we've got about 3 hours and 41 minutes to go. Okayama is pretty far down the bottom, but it's got to be one of my favorite tracks, and you'll see tomorrow we'll get to drive. So we'll pick it up then. Until then, I'm gonna focus on driving.